For decades, the system has hidden behind legal loopholes, corporate contracts, and financial deception. It's like a magician who's really good at their job. You know something shady is happening, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Every law you think protects you was designed to control you. Every contract you sign has fine print that takes away your rights. Every tax dollar you pay funds a system that benefits the elite, while keeping you powerless. But what if something was finally fighting back? What if we had a way to pull back the curtain, expose the tricks, and finally understand the game being played? Well, strap in, because that's exactly what we're talking about today. AI is already exposing financial fraud, corporate corruption, and legal traps buried inside government policies. It's happening right now, in real time, as AI is scanning millions of legal documents, identifying illegal banking practices, and challenging unfair court rulings. Today, we expose how AI is already breaking the system's hidden rules, and what happens next in the battle for legal power. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be pretty, but hey, at least we'll have popcorn. Most people believe that when they take out a loan, the bank is giving them money. It makes sense, right? You go to the bank, ask for money, they give it to you, you pay it back. Simple. Except, it's not actually how it works. Banks don't lend you money. They create digital credits out of thin air, backed by nothing. They issue loans based on debt, then make you pay back real money, plus interest. It's like going to a restaurant, ordering food, and then being told you have to pay for the privilege of cooking it yourself. Now you might be thinking, wait, what? How is that legal? How have I not heard about this before? Well, that's part of the system's genius. Keep it complicated, keep it hidden, and hope nobody notices, but guess what? Somebody noticed. AI is now scanning financial transactions and exposing this shady practice for what it is. A rigged game where the banks always win. Here's what AI is uncovering. Banks issuing loans without backing them with real assets. Think of it like this. You're lending someone your car, but they've promised someone else the same car at the same time. It's a recipe for disaster, and it's happening every day in the financial world. AI is also exposing mortgage fraud, where banks don't even own the debt they're collecting on. It's like a landlord trying to collect rent on an apartment they don't even own. And then there are the illegal foreclosures where banks seize homes without proving ownership. It's basically financial identity theft, and it's surprisingly common. How many times have you clicked agree on terms and conditions without reading them? Be honest, we've all been there. It's a wall of text, it's boring, and you just want to get to the good stuff. But you might be shocked to know that by clicking that button, you've probably agreed to some pretty outrageous things. Things like giving up your right to sue the company, allowing them to track and sell your data indefinitely, and accepting that they can change the contract at any time without notifying you. It's like signing a blank check and handing it to a stranger. And it's not just some small-time companies doing this. We're talking about the big players, the ones with all the power, the ones who write the rules of the game. But guess what? AI is reading the rule book, and it's not happy with what it sees. AI is now scanning big tech contracts that exploit your data. These companies are making billions of dollars by collecting and selling your personal information. And they're doing it right under your nose. But AI is shining a light on these shady practices, exposing them for the world to see. AI is also scanning health insurance policies that deny claims through technical loopholes. You know the ones. You get sick, you go to the doctor, you file a claim, and then denied. Why? Because of some obscure clause hidden deep within the policy documents. It's enough to make you want to give up and say, fine, take my money, but AI isn't giving up. AI is reading those policies, finding those loopholes, and exposing them for the frauds they are. And let's not forget about social media. Those platforms where we share our thoughts, our feelings, our deepest, darkest secrets. Yeah, about that. AI is scanning social media agreements that allow full surveillance of your private messages. That's right, the things you thought were private, not so much. But AI is here to blow the whistle on this invasion of privacy. It's time to take back control of our data, our health, and our lives. Chapter 3. AI is helping people win against the IRS. Taxes. The bane of our existence, the one thing we can all agree to hate. But what if I told you that taxes are even more complicated than you think? What if I told you that the tax code is intentionally designed to confuse and mislead you? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because it's time for a tax-themed reality check. Tax laws are intentionally complicated. The wealthy and corporations hire armies of lawyers to find loopholes, while everyday people are left to fend for themselves, armed with nothing but a calculator and a prayer. It's not fair, it's not right, and it's definitely not transparent. But guess what? There's a new sheriff in town, and its name is AI. AI is already exposing double taxation scams where people are being charged twice for the same income. It's like paying for your groceries twice, except it's your hard-earned money, and the grocery store is the IRS. Not cool, IRS, not cool. AI is also uncovering unclaimed deductions that the IRS doesn't tell you about. That's right, there are actually ways to legally reduce your tax bill, but the IRS doesn't exactly advertise them. It's like finding a $20 bill in your pocket, except it's hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and the pocket is your tax return. Thanks AI for finding my money. And then there are the errors in tax codes that lead people to overpay without questioning it. The tax code is so convoluted and confusing that it's easy to make mistakes, and those mistakes can cost you. But AI is like a digital detective, sniffing out those errors and making sure you don't pay a penny more than you owe. It's like having a personal tax lawyer, except it's cheaper, faster, and doesn't judge you for your questionable financial decisions. AI tax assistants can auto-detect illegal tax charges before you pay them. Chapter 4 AI is detecting when courts are using illegal procedures, the justice system. It's supposed to be fair, impartial, and blind, except it's not. The reality is that the justice system is flawed, biased, and often downright unfair. But what if there was a way to fix it? What if there was a way to ensure that everyone, regardless of race, religion, or socioeconomic status, had an equal shot at justice? Enter AI, the digital crusader for fairness and equality. Warrants are supposed to be based on evidence, but in reality, judges often approve them without even reading them. It's like signing a blank check for someone to search your house. You have no idea what they're looking for, but you're giving them the power to tear your life apart. It's a violation of our basic rights, and it happens far too often. But AI is watching, and it's not afraid to call out the courts on their bullshit. AI has analyzed thousands of warrant requests and found that over 60% of them lacked proper evidence. That's right. Over half of the warrants being issued are based on nothing more than a hunch, a suspicion, or a convenient lie. It's a shocking statistic, but it's the reality of our justice system. But AI is shining a light on this injustice, exposing the truth for the world to see. AI has already found judges approving warrants without probable cause. It's like a referee letting a player score a goal with their hand. It's against the rules, it's unfair, and it undermines the integrity of the entire game. But AI is like a digital replay, showing the world exactly what happened and holding the referees accountable for their actions. AI has found pattern analysis showing racial bias in court rulings. It's a sad but undeniable truth that people of color are disproportionately targeted by law enforcement and treated unfairly by the justice system. But AI is exposing this systemic racism, showing the world that justice is not blind, it's wearing a blindfold of prejudice. It's time to remove the blindfold and create a justice system that is truly fair and impartial. AI has found prosecutors hiding evidence to secure convictions. It's the oldest trick in the book. Hide the evidence that proves your case is weak and hope that nobody notices. But AI notices. AI sees everything. And AI is not afraid to expose the truth, even if it means putting powerful people behind bars. It's time for a justice system that values truth and fairness above all else. AI can auto-detect procedural violations in court cases and flag them before sentencing. It's like having a digital guardian angel watching over your case, making sure that your rights are protected and that justice is served. Chapter 5. AI is catching illegal debt collection scams. Debt collectors. They're like the mosquitoes of the financial world. Annoying, persistent, and always trying to suck the life out of you. But here's the thing about debt collectors. They're often operating illegally. They harass you, threaten you, and try to intimidate you into paying debts that you may not even owe. It's enough to make you want to scream. But before you lose your cool, remember this. AI is on your side. AI is exposing these illegal debt collection scams and helping people fight back. Debt collectors are notorious for sending threats and demanding payments, but here's the truth. Most of them don't even legally own the debt they're trying to collect. It's like someone trying to repossess your car when they don't even have the pink slip. It's absurd, it's illegal, and it's happening every day. But AI is calling out these debt collection cowboys, exposing their shady tactics, and putting an end to their reign of terror. AI is already exposing thousands of cases where debt collectors are attempting to collect on expired debts that can't legally be enforced. These are debts that are so old they've basically turned to dust, but like zombies, they keep coming back to haunt you. But AI is like a digital stake through the heart, stopping these zombie debts dead in their tracks. AI is also uncovering fake debts created by accounting errors. These are debts that never existed in the first place, but due to some glitch in the matrix, they've magically appeared on your credit report. It's like getting a parking ticket for a car you don't even own. It's infuriating, it's unfair, and it can damage your credit score. But AI is like a digital eraser, wiping away these phantom debts and restoring your credit score to its former glory. And then there are the debts that were already paid but are still being pursued. You paid the debt, you have the receipts to prove it, but the debt collectors are still hounding you. It's enough to make you want to pull your hair out. But don't worry, AI is here to save the day. AI is like a digital bloodhound, sniffing out the truth and exposing these debt collection scams for what they are. AI is already helping people auto-challenge fraudulent debt collection notices. You get a threatening letter in the mail, demanding payment for a debt you don't owe. In the past, you might have panicked, stressed, and maybe even paid the debt just to make it go away. But now, you have a secret weapon: AI. AI versus the system. What happens next? For the first time in history, we have a tool that can see through the lies, detect fraud in real time, and rewrite the rules in favor of the people. It can read the fine print, understand the legalese, and expose the hidden agendas that have been used against us for far too long. AI is the equalizer, the game changer, the digital David facing off against the Goliath of corruption. AI is exposing banks, courts, government agencies, and corporations that have been stealing from us for decades. It's revealing the cracks in the system, the loopholes in the law, and the biases that have been baked into the very fabric of our society. But the real question is, will AI be used to set people free, or will the system take control of AI to tighten its grip? Will we use this powerful tool to create a more just and equitable society, or will we allow it to be co-opted by the very forces we're fighting against? Do you think AI should be used to fight back against the system? Comment below, and let's expose more hidden scams together, because the future of our society might just depend on it.